All right, guys, welcome back to episode 2 of our Lethal Zone guide. So last episode, we started, I showed you guys how to get everything going, how to get the ball rolling on the playthrough, and today we're going to be picking up from there and continuing. So last episode, I showed you guys, we went ahead, we got our food under control, we got our loot under control, we got, you know, some enclaves rolling, and right now, what a lot of people do is, I feel like, especially in the earlier game or the early game of lower difficulties, people tend to, okay, we start taking on play cards, or, you know, like it's hard to kind of figure out that tempo of like what exactly your goals are, when you should start doing things. And like right now, like if you could technically go on an offensive, but seeing as you're newer to Lethal Zone, watching this, you kind of want to wait. I would say if you're going to go on and take I guess I could say the goal I would give you before taking on a play cart, your first play cart, would be to have a level 2 workshop and a level 2 infirmary. That way you have passive healing and you have ways to craft explosives, fire, because I'm going to teach you different ways to assault play carts, but I can only... It's a skill level thing. So I can show you guys melee, because that's what I did before. Like, oh, melee. But some people just aren't comfortable with killing play carts in melee. And I get that, you know what I mean? So if I only sit here and I spend this whole guide taking every single play cart in melee, the people who don't like that style aren't going to have any other options or know what else is viable in Lethal Zone. So I'm going to kind of try to show you guys different methods, or a mix of methods, because I think that's the best way, is to kind of use a little bit of everything, because weaving in at least a little bit of melee into your play carts will save you resources. Like even if you only do one phase of the play cart in melee, that could save you multiple mollies, multiple pipe bombs, a whole C4, you know what I mean, like bloater bomb, like however your approaches to killing play carts, which you're most comfortable with. It just saves you that much more resource. Now, once you get more comfortable, weaving more melee in is obviously your goal. But yeah, it is a little hectic when you're first trying to get, you know, the dodging, the timing, and all that under it. So I am going to kind of take a different approach to taking on play carts this time around. But right now we are still in the build-up phase. Now, you guys look here. We got plenty of resources in this area that still need looting. And because I want to get my hands on a level 2 infirmary and a level 2 workshop, I need to go out and loot myself some more materials too. Now, the good thing is there's a lot of materials in the starting area of Cascade Hills. Probably one of the best maps actually for materials close by. So let's go ahead and grab the handgun.
Hey, anybody ever read that book about Eagle Eye? The army sniper in Afghanistan? You know, he grew up around here, and I bet someone with his skills is still alive. We should try to find him. That's
actually a pretty decent mission. I got a curveball too that we can activate. Let's get this curveball rolling, and then we're gonna go out. Oh, wait, my character is the curveball character. Hold on, I gotta swap real quick. Oh, no, so we don't want to swap them because I don't want to activate Eagle Eye's mission just yet. Plus, we just got off him. He needs to rest up. Okay, so we're gonna take him real quick. We're gonna go talk to our curveball character. When your survivors have that little blue or purple icon over them, that means they have something pertaining to a curveball. I heard this rumor that a bunch of moonshiners blew one of their stills was bottling their latest batch. The sound attracted hordes of Z's, and they were quickly overrun. So we could say, doubt they made it out alive, only a matter of time before we start seeing booze-covered Zeds. I just heard an explosion in the distance, wonder what that was. Okay. So I don't know how that curveball is really going to affect us. It's probably going to be booze zombies. Juiced up. All right, let me see if I can see what that curveball does. Now, when you get curveballs, make sure you hop into the menu and you check what they are. So this one's upcoming. Fermenting exploding zombies. Some drunk moonshiners will attack the zombies in this area, will drop alcohol, but will explode with fermented gunk. So no, in the area that this takes place, your zombies are going to explode. So yeah, it just gives you something that you got to look out for. I do like the curveballs because they throw curveballs into your gameplay for sure. Now, if you are just trying to learn Lethal Zone, guys, if you're just trying to learn Lethal Zone and you don't want to deal with curveballs yet, because maybe, you know, there are some curveballs that can complicate things, make the game quite difficult, you can turn them off. Just go in the settings, turn them off. And they're in the general gameplay settings, and you won't have to worry about them. But if you do like to spice your playthrough up a little bit, because some of the curveballs can really help you big time, as you've seen with the one we got there right in the beginning with the trade items. I couldn't remember what the hell they were. They that one really helped me out influence wise. So we're gonna throw a repair kit on the car. There's no reason to keep it this beat up, and I'll actually grab some gas too. I wasn't able to get that second repair kit yet. The auto shop was pretty overrun, and we didn't have a quiet way to get in there, so... Alright, so goal here, we're gonna go out, grab some materials. Let me see. So there's two spots we can hit: this garage here, this building here. No materials are in here. Meds, food. So we can get... I already got the meds out of there. So we can get meds, food, and a few bags of materials. So that's our goal right now for this outing. Some drunk moonshiners were attacked. Okay, so that is now active. Let's see where it is on the map. In this small little area here. Not even a factor for us. We will not be in that area of the map at all. That's one thing that you're going to notice about my playstyle and how I'm showing you guys. You're not going to go anywhere that you don't need to go. Because going out there, like you could, if it comes down to it, resource-wise, you need to get out there. You could head out there, but right now there's no reason for it. You're heading into plague territory. You're going to be risking waking up a plague heart on the other side of the map. So you want to make sure that you're staying within your own area of control and only pushing out when need. You know what I mean? Like we pushed up into this area in the plague territory, but there's no reason for me to push over here. You know, I'd go here or up here. You know what I mean? Going there, that's no reason for it right now at all. So make sure you stay within your area of operation. Lethal Zone is not the time to just go out and explore. Oh, let me just go out and explore the map. No. This ain't that. There's no time for that right now. Oh, we got some bloaters over there. Let me check the back of this car too. I'm actually gonna get rid of this bloater because we're gonna be going up to a shed right here, and might have to kill him first. Nope, we're good.
I have another task for you. Details forthcoming.
Red Talon agent. Yeah, so those Red Talon missions are actually quite rare. And you get some really good rewards from it, but they are hard. They generally want you to kill a plague heart. Now, even if that screamer went off, we're outside of plague territory, so it wouldn't do anything. So you can see this is Lethal Zone, guys, but the map is pretty clean right now. Not a whole lot going on, and it's because of where I'm operating. You know what I mean? We do have that feral still in this area, so we got to keep our eyes open for that. Okay, so our finer things in life is done. But now we have a gun, so if we do have to go toe-to-toe with the feral, it is what it is. Been getting a decent bit of parts here. Couldn't tell if that zombie just screamed. I wasn't looking at the mini-map. So what I'm going to do is we're going to throw a marker up on the feral, keep track of them. Our building seems clear. More parts. Never going to complain about parts, guys. Now, with these unfinished houses, because they are obviously constructing a house here, they generally you can find 2 bags of materials in these places. Soda can bomb.
Now that's worth scavenging for.
Wow. Nice. So this is actually a pretty good heavy weapon. Very, very heavy. Like weight-wise, it's actually one of the heaviest weapons in the game. But it is strong against plague hearts. So when you're going and you're trying to, you know, weave melee into your hearts, you definitely want to focus on having a heavy weapon. It's the best way to do it. And that one right there is pretty good. I like the sledgehammer. It's the best trade-off for, well, the best one is a coffee can mace. If you can get yourself a coffee can mace, the only way to get those you have to craft them in a forge. Coffee can mace is a monster, but the sledgehammer is a good trade-off between weight and damage. All right, so we got one more bag of materials that we can go grab. I'm going to put that in there, though, because it's crazy, crazy heavy. Okay, so we could head up over here, but there's a screamer there. Generally not much in this area, so right now I'm not going to waste my time going over there just for some parts and knickknacks. Stick to the mission. But this is why I killed that bloater, because he would have just came up here anyways. Shit. Okay, that horde's behind. Want to scout it? All right, we're good.
I figured I'd make myself useful, so here's what I brought back.
Okay, so this is an unfortunate event. Big horde there. Doors locked. We don't have stealth, nor do I have a character with stealth. Not even close. Thing is if I break down this door right now, that horde is coming. It's going to come down here. So what we're going to do, we're going to position our car. Now, I don't have a lot of resources to fight big groups of zombies right now. We don't have fire yet, but we do have our car. So what we could do is, oh, that zombie came down. We could break down the door, which will lure the zombies down. I could beep the horn, but I don't want to pull all the zombies in the area. I only want this horde.
Maybe they're still around somewhere.
So, do that. Okay, so we're gonna get in the car. Now we're gonna hit them with the back of the car. That way we do the least amount of damage to my vehicle as possible. So it was spinning all over the damn place on that dirt, chat. There we go. Oof. Okay. Screamer back into him. Good to go. I'm just trying to protect the front of the car. Now, the car in State of Decay is very, very powerful. It's probably the most powerful weapon in the game. You can use it to, obviously, you know, take on hordes, but you have to be careful because one little mistake, especially in Lethal Zone, one mistake and you'll blow your car up. And that could now cause you a lot of issues. You don't have a car, you don't even know where to find another one, you got repair kits, blah, blah, blah. Because we didn't start with a mechanic, we can't craft our own repair kits. So if blowing up cars is something that you're very good at when it comes to the starting off, oh, Sledgy right there, nice. Starting off your community, make sure you grab a mechanic, you know, and that's why I told you there's no one size fits all. How I approach the game, you know, with like stamina items, kitchen, you know, nutrition, stuff like that, with my chemist and cook, you might just have a different outlook on game. You might have a different approach. So if you're more comfortable rocking with a mechanic and a gardener and whatnot, hey, do what works for you. You know what I mean? I'm not building my guide solely around traits, just to kind of, you know, facilitate everybody's, you know, different approach to the game. All right, so we're just gonna dump here. Okay, so now you see we're over on mats. It was actually a really good haul, though. Really good haul. So now that we're over on mats, we're gonna start by upgrading our workshop. Okay. Now we still need more materials, and this is what I meant early game Lethal Zone. It's expensive, very, very expensive. You see all the mats we pulled, and I still don't have enough to also get my infirmary, so we're gonna have to go do another materials run. But I'm pretty sure we just wiped this area of materials for the most part. We got like, yeah, we got a couple sites down in town here we can hit. Yeah, like here. I believe there's a garage here. Yeah, shed here. So we still have a couple places that we can hit. Once preluded, shed here. But now that those runs are going to be a little more dangerous because those are in plague territory. We're doing the safe stuff right now. Let's go get that safe food bruck. Now, safe doesn't generally mean safe. Like, just because it's outside of plague territory, like, yes, it will be a little safer, but there could still be really...
Over there is listening. We could use some help.
So these guys want materials. And I explain this in my new player guides. When you get missions, guys, it doesn't mean you have to do them. You're going to have people asking for shit all the time. Now, this, I believe, is one of the enclaves we called on. Because we only have 2 enclaves. Yep, so this is the enclave we called on. Now, I'm going to give them materials just because I don't want to lose. They're going to be allies as soon as I give that to them. Now, if it was another enclave, you know, somebody I didn't know, or, you know, because you'll get some enclaves that are just, you're sucking up all the resources in the area. Give me all your stuff. And it's just like, no. But these are my allies. These are people I want to work with. So we are going to go out of our way to give them resources, but make that decision on your own. Don't just automatically be like, yes, they're asking for something, I'm going to give it to them. I'm in a position right now where I can afford to give them a little bit of materials, kind of. We just spoke on how I need more mats, and I'm about to give some away, but it is what it is. I was gonna push up and grab the medicine. Up the hill here. Yeah, we'll store it. Now, the other feral was in this area too. I don't know if that's the same one that's over on the other side now, but he's not here right now, so we're okay. Now, the whole time I'm looting, I'm taking my time. I'm just using audio cues. Audio cues are going to be your friend. Take your time. Remember the sounds that the freaks make, hordes make. Most of the dangerous stuff in the game has like passive noises that they make that you can just kind of hear and know, okay, yeah, there's a horde in the area now. There's a feral in the area. There's a screamer, bloater, whatnot. But this area is really, really tame right now.
No more Z's in here. Time to find a new spot.
There we go. Okay, so that's all cleaned out. This house could also be looted, but right now we got goals. We got to get over to this this enclave before the mission times out. And I think I don't know if a new day has passed since we last traded with them, so I'm pretty sure their influence is still going to be zilch. Oh, I didn't fully loot this location. Yep, thing on the side. I did hear a screamer in the area. Yep, right up there on top of the hill. 2 screamers actually, and a bloater.
Oh, nuts.
Now, at the end of last episode, when we drove through this area, if you guys remember, a screamer went off, which meant, and it said that the plague heart was stirred. So we know that, and now that when you stir a plague heart, there is a cooldown. Like, so let's say you stirred a heart, and then a 40-minute timer pops up. I don't know the exact timer. I'm just saying, just imagine a 40-minute timer pops up. Once that timer goes back down to 0, boom, the plague heart is it's set back to 0. So it's not like a buildup thing, and then once you like stir it, it's permanently stirred. It can, it does calm back down.
We need more people in here.
Okay, so let's grab these materials. But we got to be extra vigilant driving through town right now. Make sure we're watching out. Ooh, damn, we just missed out on the eagle eye. Okay, that sucks. I was going to do that next. I didn't think it would time that fast, though. That was quick. So pulling this dropped my supply down to about 7, which is okay because we scouted out at least 4 or 5 potential rucks we can still grab. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. Now how you do this, guys, if you're trying to be vigilant, just drive slow. Just kind of move slow.
It's a great outpost.
Do you see a screamer go wide? Screamer's the only thing you're worried about. None of the other zombies can alert the plague hearts. Just make sure you don't squish any of the zombies. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, if you kill zombies in plague territory, it counts towards waking up the heart. I'll let them deal with it, and then we don't have to. That doesn't count towards us. So, all right, cutter. Here he is.
Thanks.
Now they are allies.
Take it easy.
Hi, come on in.
They gave us combat resupply radio command. I actually don't know what we get out of that. We're gonna check that one out, guys. We'll see what we get.
Good to see you. We're open to a swap if you are. Okay.
So they do got a little bit of influence. They have ammo, meds. Nothing we particularly need at the moment, though. But they did give us a new radio command, combat resupply. Yeah, here it is. Now, you're new to Lethal Zone, so you're gonna hear people say a couple things, and I want to kind of clear the air right now. There is, like, you'll hear people, oh, you're not playing the game right. And I should have explained this to you guys when we first started, and I apologize for not putting this out there. I was in my mind when I was rolling for characters, and then when I came back in, I forgot to mention it. When you start a new game of Lethal Zone, it is 100% okay to bring characters from a previous community in. I'll actually show you right now what I'm talking about. After let me get back to base, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. That way you guys can see it instead of me just saying it.
Take care, babe.
But there's nothing wrong with bringing survivors with you into Lethal Zone. Guys who are already skilled from previous communities, because there's two different ways to start the game, and I'll really get into it. We'll talk about it where you guys can see it. For right now, what the heck is going on with my camera? Okay.
If I take out the nearest plague cart, this might clear up.
Hold on. There it is. I was wondering why that was. I had a controller plugged in from another game we play. It was like wigging out because the controller's on the floor. Okay, so now that enclave is good. Head back to base. But on top of the characters, I want you guys to know that there is multiple things that you're going to hear people say about, oh, you're not playing the game right, or doing this is cheating. Listen, play the game how you want. Okay, first of all, video games are supposed to be fun, so have fun. But when it comes to certain things, like, yes, there is exploits in the game that are kind of something I don't choose to use. There are certain things, items in the game that I don't choose to use, not because they're cheating, but because they create bad habits that you will grow very, very accustomed and attached to, that will hurt you in the future, because you're going to end up building your play style around them. Things like the pyro launcher. The pyro launcher is a fun, great item. It was a great weapon. You call it in through the Independence Day pack. It's right. Right here. Weapon delivery and then supply drop. You need both of these in order to really rock the power launcher proper. But you call these two in, you'll get yourself some really good stuff. Now, it's not cheating because you have to pay for this in Lethal Zone.
Practice your headshot. Find a tall place to
Of course,
stand
I wasn't talking.
Also have a getaway plan in case you have more zombies and bullets.
But this isn't cheating if you call these in, okay? It's a part of the game. You have to pay for it, influence, and they're very, very expensive. So yeah, it's really not a big deal if you use these things. Now, what I mean by the pyro launcher is if you're running around with a pyro launcher, sorry guys, my phone is absolutely going ham right now. If you're using the pyro launcher, which you'll see a lot of guys, that's all they use. And then people learn how to fight ferals with the pyro launcher. They learn to deal with infestations and hordes with the pyro launcher. They clear play carts with the pyro launcher. And they build their playstyle around the pyro launcher. And then the thing is when you don't have a pyro launcher, you don't know how to play the game. So if that's how you want to play the game, go for it. It's your game at the end of the day. But if you want to truly be better, like have multiple tools in your toolbox and not just be a one-trick pony, then yes, you want to kind of not limit yourself and use items like that, or just use it sparingly. Like, it's fine. Like, there's nothing, like, even if I got a pyro launcher and I'm like, you know what, today I feel like going and clearing on a couple infestations with my pyro launcher. Grab it, go out, do your thing, put it back in your locker, as long as you're using it as a tool and not the only way to do things. Another thing that I see a lot of people do, and I explained this in my new player guide, and there's nothing wrong with it. It is a viable strategy, but what happens is they'll get jumped by a bunch of zombies. They'll get swarmed. People get very overwhelmed. And the first thing you see people do is they'll go like this. And then they stand on top of their cars, and then they shoot down on zombies like this. Boom, 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 boom. Especially you see it big time with people when they get overwhelmed with pharaohs. Let me know in the comments if you're one of these people. Nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. You see people do it in zombie lore. You see them do it in shows. Gaining elevation, running and jumping on top of a roof to kind of give yourself a second to breathe, it's fine. There is nothing wrong with playing like that. But what you see is, instead of it becoming, you know, a moment for you to catch your breath, reset, maybe heal, pop a plague cure, what you see is every time people get jumped by pharaohs or every time people get overwhelmed, you're going to see this. So instead of it becoming something you do, you know, to counter like every once in a while, it just becomes what you do. So when you hear pharaohs or a pharaoh comes at you, instead of having other ways of dealing with the pharaoh, you're automatically going to be, what's the first, you're looking for the first thing you could jump and climb on top of. Okay. It is viable, but now you're limiting yourself to only that one skill set. Now what happens when you don't have a car? You don't have something you can climb on. Say you're in the middle of a field and you get jumped by a pharaoh, or you're in the back of a house or something like that, you get jumped by a pharaoh. And now you're scrambling because there's no car in sight. There's nothing you could climb on, but your one trick is now gone. It's done. You're over. You know what I mean? So now you don't know how to just fight a pharaoh. And as a Lethal Zone player, you need to just know how to play the game. You just need to know how to fight a pharaoh. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be multiple instances where you're going to have to fight one. There's multiple instances where you're going to have to fight hordes of zombies. So having other tools and other ways to approach a situation is nice. But it's things like that you see people, they put it in their playstyle, and that just becomes how they play the game. And that is where the issue is for me. But at the end of the day, it's still not an issue. You're not cheating. Screamer. Close to my base. Out front. I think he's on the side. Yep, there he is. So I might be able to swing out and around. As long as my survivors stay inside, they won't aggro them. So right there was audio cues. I was just using audio cues. Now that could have got nasty, guys. If that screamer would have been aggro, if I wasn't paying attention, that screamer could have got aggroed, went off, and then we could have had a little mini base siege happening. You know what I mean? So yeah, now that I explained that, let me show you guys what I was referring to that I should have. I actually might clip this out and put it in episode 1. So yeah, you know, disregard. I'm going to put this in episode 1. So you guys are probably seeing this and you've already heard it, but I'll be right back and we'll continue with this part of the playthrough. All right, guys. So
careful around that screamer.
I just did the explanation that you guys have already heard. I haven't edited episode 1 yet, so I could still go back and add some things into it. All right, so let's see here. Now that we got that, we did just lose all of our missions because I had a log out for that, but so now we could go out and get more materials, but this is going to be a little bit riskier, guys, because we have a juggy on the map here too, by the way. To start pulling mats, we got to go down into plague territory. We got these 3 here that we could hit. 1, 2, 3. And I'm thinking that's might be where we go. Our curveball is still active, but as I told you, it's not in our area. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to head over there. Now that I had that level 2 workshop, by the way, chat, look at, I almost forgot. Another goal for you when you're getting your level 2 workshop is suppressors. We don't have any right now. We've had our handgun here, and it's been loud this whole time. We haven't had to shoot it because it was only in the case of emergencies. But now I can go ahead. I got parts. We're going to go ahead and craft up our first suppressor. So this should be one of your goals that you're aiming for. Try to get your hands on a suppressor. That way you can quiet your guns and actually use them. So let's go ahead, throw it on there. And now, as you guys can see, we have our first suppressed handgun. I am going to carry a little extra ammo with me because I want to make sure that we're being safe. We don't have bolts yet, so there's that. But I'm surprised we haven't found any other guns yet. But we also haven't really looked. We haven't gone anywhere to loot for guns. Now, another thing to add to how you can play the game is there is nothing wrong with using the bounty broker. That is one of the ways that you can get guns early on, because they're not free, guys. You got to pay for them, or you got to do missions for them. I would say if you're depending on what the bounty is, the bounties can be quite dangerous. A lot of them times you got to hunt freaks, you got to do things like that. So kind of pay attention to what's within your community's capabilities. But if you're trying to get your hands on early game guns, you could go ahead and hit the bounty broker, especially if you did your bounties on another community and you got some extra influence. You can go over there, buy a gun or so. I'm not going to use that right now because I'm trying to save up my influence, but that is something that you guys could do. The handgun is more than enough for right now. You know,
I have another task for you. Details forthcoming.
I'm not trying to get into huge fights anyways right now.
If I take out the nearest plague cart, this might clear up.
Okay, so we're scanning for screamers again. Okay, so this area here, I want to find a good in-between spot. We'll park here. Hop the wall. Crouch. That zombie just screamed. But it should call everything to him and not to us. Yep, we're good.
I guess this is as good as it gets in plague territory.
So as you guys can see, we're playing very, very passive. Especially in the early game here. You'll have plenty of action later on, guys. You're gonna have guys, you know, that are lethal zone purists and these super hardcore pro players with millions of hours that are gonna sit there and be like, oh well, you're crouching everywhere, you're playing like a sissy, blah 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 blah.
Something else.
Okay, dude. And you know what I mean? We got nothing to prove. You know, you got nothing to prove, guys. You're just trying to learn the game. You're trying to get better, practice. You'll have, in this playthrough here, especially clearing lethal zone, you got almost 30 plague hearts that you're going to have to clear. You're going to have plenty of time for action. So just play smart. You know, play slow. Take your time. Avoid fights. You'll have plenty of time to kill zombies later on.
Dealers nearby. Their selection is massive, but the prices are high. Maybe we should check them out.
Now, those arms dealers, they actually have some nasty guns that you could buy, guys. Really, really good guns. And they are a little expensive, but they're not as expensive as they used to be. Undead, UL used to have those guns like 1,500 influence. They were like astronomically expensive to the point where you couldn't even buy them, really. But they actually lowered the price, and they're reasonable. And a lot of times they have special guns. So we're going to do that mission. Because that is one way for you to get your hands on some really good firepower early on.
This site's cleared out now.
Okay. Now my inventory is getting a little full. I'm mainly here for the material, bags of materials. So we're gonna have to make a drop at the car. Now I have the suppressed gun now, and I can shoot quiet, but suppressors are not silent, especially in lethal zone. They still make quite a bit of noise. They won't call all the zombies in the area, but they will call zombies in the general vicinity if you shoot them. But so what you need to do is you need to make sure that when you shoot a suppressor, you're still shooting it for a reason, not just because, oh, I see a zombie, I can shoot, let me shoot. You know, like, just there's no reason to shoot this zombie. Like, what am I going to gain except losing a bullet and damaging my gun? They only still shoot when you need to shoot. Excuse me. And I would say, if you're like, well, when is a good time to shoot? And, you know, like, Feral pretty much would be the only reason why I'd probably use that gun right now. 1 or 2 zombies, I would just hit them up in melee. Okay, so this shed, those zombies might actually bang on this door. Okay, so they're not hitting the door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it and knock the zombie over. Can't. Okay, so we can assess the area. Is it worth busting this door down? Doesn't seem that crazy. Sounds like there's only 1 zombie inside. If I break this door down, I might call in 1 or 2 more. So we'll bust it.
I gotta watch.
Nope. Place is full of zombies. We'll deal with them in melee. There was 1 zombie active, but there was a couple on the floor there. So we're just listening right now to see if anything heard that. It seems like we're good. Now, I got lucky, guys. When I broke that door open, that was a mistake. That could have got bad. Now, all you got to do is if you do make a mistake like that, you break in and say all those zombies went live. You had 3 of them. Maybe one of them screams, or it's just a little too much. Just run. Just get out. Just break contact, run back to your car, and peace out. No reason to stick around. No, you know, the loot is not worth your character's life. You could just come back later. But the zombies didn't stand up, so I still had a chance to remedy my mistake. I was so focused on what could be dangerous on the outside, and I just heard only the 1 zombie. So I made a decision there. I was like, oh, you know, it's just 1 zombie. We should be okay. Okay, so this horde doesn't know what the hell it wants to do. Sometimes you'll get weird pathing, stuff like that. It's annoying because you don't know how to play around it. Yeah, that's a good group of zombies too. Two armored zombies in that. So our goal right now is to just get this stuff to the car. And then we got 1 more shed here. Now our survivor is getting tired. Now at this point you could do 1 of 2 things. You could be like, okay, stamina, once you start seeing the Z's, as soon as you start fighting, your stamina starts permanently going down really quick. And it can put you in a situation. So you could be like, I'll keep playing with the survivor. I'll just try to avoid a fight the best I can. And if I get in a fight, I'm gonna run. Or I'm going to go back to my outpost. I'm going to swap this survivor out. But we got lucky and I actually looted some coffee. So we'll slurp that up and now we're good to go. So if you are on a mission and you got some coffee, you drink it and it allows you to keep going with that survivor for at least another 15-20 minutes before you have to swap them out. But yeah, when you fight or run or do anything after your stamina is already low, it's very, very, very dangerous, because you'll just see that blue bar just that permanently just starts going down, and eventually you'll almost zero out in stamina to the point where you can't even walk. So, or you can't even run at all. Your person's just gonna be like slow walking. It's pretty dangerous. Okay, area looks clear. Now,
Hello out there. I have some goodies to trade straight from Trumbull Valley. Come on by.
but one of the mistakes I feel like players make, and why your map might seem a bit more live than mine, is you see how I've been going everywhere on foot? What I do is I park my car in a semi-centralized location where I want to loot, and then I work from my car, because the thing is driving around your car makes a lot of noise. So I could have drove my car over here, but I would have brought in the screamer up on the hill. I would have brought the bloater in on the side, the feral up on the hill. All the zombies in the immediate area would have swarmed my car. I would have had to fight. Every single time you move that car and then you park to get out, you're going to have to fight almost every single time. To avoid wasting those resources, because I told you guys last episode, looting should be a net gain. To avoid doing that, I park my car, I deal with what I have to the one time I parked the first time, and then I just work out, just go out on foot. You're saving gas, and you're saving yourself tons of resources from consistently having to fight over and over and over again every single time you want to move your car. Yeah, it might seem a little slow, but that's why my map is so chill right now, is because I'm not making a ton of noise. On foot is completely silent, and this shed is stacked, man. Now, yeah, you got to make a couple trips. It's a little bit annoying. You won't be able to get everything in one go, but that's fine. That's fine. I think the materials probably be in here. Nope. I'm gonna leave that there for right now. So you can leave loot, obviously, if you guys it's not gonna despawn. Wow, that is really good stuff right there, guys. We just got our hands on a water cooler and
That's pretty heavy.
a toolkit. Oh, no, materials should be in here, actually. Yep, there it is. So I'm going to leave the fuel. I know I have to come back and loot this place out, but our inventory is completely full. But you see how I can just leave the shed? No fight. If you drove, every zombie you see right now would have aggroed to you. Every single one of them.
From the network. As some of you know, I grew up in a place called Trumbull Valley. The valley has seen tough times like everywhere else, but it's bouncing back thanks to the strong folks who live there. If you're looking for a good place with good people, you should find your way to Trumbull Valley.
I'm gonna reveal this play cart real quick just so I can see it on the map. Now, also, you see me not sprinting all the time. Sprinting actually makes quite a bit of noise in lethal, so that's why I'm kind of just taking my time, slow jogging, and I'm not wasting stamina. If you sprint everywhere, you're going to notice your characters are going to get tired all the time. I see guys do it. Literally, they just non-stop sprint, and then they're wondering why their characters are so fatigued. Like, they'll get, like, the fatigue Z's all the time. It's because you're literally sprinting every single place you go. Now, one of the things that you guys should be paying attention or also striving to get is a plague cure. I haven't put any work into a plague cure. That's something like when we were hunting down those plague samples in episode 1. I always try to tell people, if you have the crossbow bolts, or if you want to spend the time to go out and spend an extra few minutes, you know, an extra 10, 15 minutes or whatever, getting 5 more samples. That way you can craft your own plague cure. Because you being newer to Lethal Zone...
Gotta stay on my toes.
you're probably going to take a bit more damage and get hit a bunch. And now you see that screamer? We're going to go wide. Because he goes off, could potentially wake up our heart. Okay, so there's this ravine here. We can cross right. Screamer. Another one. Shit. Heart stirs. Okay, so we got to go. If another one goes off, we're screwed. Bloater that side. See how the game is getting real dangerous all of a sudden? If I would have went left, I could have hit that bloater. I'd have had to evac the car right into a feral. That would have been bad. So take your time. Don't panic. Scan the area as you're driving, making sure you're watching for potential threats. Nothing can really hurt you while you're inside your car until you lose your doors. Ferals can grab you out and stuff like that, but you just want to make sure you're taking your time and not panic rushing. But I was scanning for those screamers. I was scanning for bloaters. I wanted to make sure. But as you guys see, we still had a screamer go off, which was quite dangerous. But now we got tons of materials. I can go ahead, upgrade this to level 2. Okay, so both of those are going. Our goals to start, going on the offensive is going. And what I mean now is we got some goodies here. Now the cool thing about that water cooler we got is, in order to start crafting energy drinks, which is kind of one of the things that I'm real big on, I need a chemist, obviously. I skipped out on that to get that really good gardener, but also you need water. Now you could build a rain collector that'll get you water. You can go out and get one of the water outposts, but those are kind of more end game. They're very expensive. That water cooler we got here, boom, we pop that in. Now we got water. Now all we need is a chemist. Okay, so let's get in. She's gonna, obviously she's running on coffee right now. Now, what we're gonna do here is, Jose's, what mission does he have? Let's see what mission he has. Oh yeah, the warlord weapons for all. I knew that. I was like, I wanted to get guns. I couldn't remember what I was trying to do to get said guns. We're going to go check that enclave. And we're going to see what their prices are. We have a bit of extra money. We also have some things that we can sell to them to potentially get some more money. So let's see. Where on the map are they? We got to go talk to our survivor first. They're going to say, oh, this is not a good idea. There's some arms dealers calling themselves the Lonely Hearts. They've got a huge cache of weapons, most likely stolen. Thanks for the intel. I'm on it. Travel to the outlying house to confront the Lonely Hearts about their weapon hoarding. So let's see where that is on the map first. Shitty spot. So they're in plague territory where we just stirred the heart. Now, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this heart that was stirred. We already know we drove through this area, guys. There was the bloater, 2 ferals. Yeah, you can see this centralized area is shitty. And there's a choke point here. So one of the ways to avoid this choke point is we're going to drive this back field. And I'll show you guys. So I want to stay out that choke point there. There's the bus. There's the little pole. You get choked up in there really easily. So we're going to grab goodies just in case we have to fight. But our goal is to not fight, obviously. I'm going to bring this Molotov with me. And some extra ammo. Okay. We're gonna grab stuff to sell. Go load up the trunk. Trying to see if there's any other things I could sell, but right now we're early, so I would always advise you guys, don't sell your weapons. I mean, just break them down for parts. We got a lot of weapons in here. I'm actually going to start cleaning out the locker when we get back. We got a lot of weapons we could break down, get some extra parts on it in our hands. Once this infirmary builds, though, 12 minutes, my people will start passively healing, which would be nice. Because this guy's been hurt since the beginning of the playthrough. Okay, so I told you guys that congestion point. I am looking at my fuel though. I'm like, we'll grab a gas can. We're in a position, but it's not a big deal. We'll grab a gas can. No reason to push it, you know what I mean? You always gotta do your PCCs and PCIs before you leave, chat. Make sure you have your guns, make sure your inventory is good, make sure you have all your stuff in your cars. Fueled enough to make the trip. Okay, so what you're gonna do here to avoid that screamer's not a big deal. You come backfield this way. Now you obviously want to be watching for bloaters, still watching for screamers, and try to not get the car hung up on anything. But we just avoided that really, really nasty point over there.
It's clear for now, but in plague territory, more Zeds are always close. Hey.
Okay, so
If you're coming in, you behave yourself, got it?
now this enclave, we just drove into plague territory. We're just gonna instantly go inside. That way, any zombies that show up, this enclave will clean them up. And you guys look, these guys are stacked. They got some nasty, nasty guns. You don't really want to fight these guys either because they will smoke you pretty quick early game. Okay, we're good. But if you can get these guys killed, you can get yourself some pretty good guns. But let's see. Confront Gray. If you want weapons, you got to pay the market price. So you could do this, say no, fight them all, and try to kill them, but don't do that. There's no reason, not right now. But we're gonna say we're open to trade.
No.
So trade with them.
Let's make a deal.
Sure.
So if you look at the prices, guys, they're not that bad, realistically. They got this one gun here. This is like $12.50. But if you look at these prices, they're not much better. They're not much worse than if you bought them from a normal trader. And they got some ridiculous guns right here. This is the gun I advise you guys to buy immediately. If you get this mission in your playthrough, buy a Spec Ops Vector. It holds 50 rounds of 45, high capacity, comes with a suppressor, a professional grade suppressor on it. All right. And the rate of fire on the thing's insane. You can actually use it to kill plague hearts. Really, it's not as effective and lethal for plague heart killing as it is in like Nightmare and below. This gun will just global plague hearts in like 3 seconds, like in one global cooldown, just boom, just done. And then you got the M4X1 DMR Heavy, which is another really, really good rifle. I would buy both of these, but I don't got the money for it right now. Let me see. Let me sell. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna buy the one Vector. Okay. I'm gonna equip that as my primary. Switch it to single fire, always. Never keep your guns on full auto. Unless you're trying to fight a juggernaut or something like that. Now, because we're here in this area and these guys have a good bit of influence, we could loot the area out within reason without taking huge risks. We could loot the area out.
Are you up for some trading?
Sure.
And sell them more stuff. Try to get all that influence out of them. Yeah, we're still sitting at 17, so I mean I could buy that other rifle too. So what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna drag him inside, not because I can't fight him, because I don't want him to
I got nothing left.
count towards me waking up the plague heart. And if he kills one of them, we can take their gear. Okay, they got it.
Good to see you.
Take it easy.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I could have killed that feral. Obviously, you guys seen me kill hundreds of ferals. It's not a big deal. But in that situation right there, like, why put, you know, I'm already in an area where I've potentially started waking up plague hearts. Killing freaks counts a lot towards waking up hearts. I had the enclave there. Take advantage of it.
I think I might keep this.
Nice. That's really good, actually. Watch, I'm not gonna find anything I want to trade to these guys. Oh, nice. We got those books. We could sell them. I think those are actually extraordinary trade value. High. Oh, nice. Yeah, look at it. 2 trade items. Throw the mats in the car just in case we get jumped by something. I want to make sure I can fight at my fullest.
I got some stuff to trade.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll grab it. We can afford it. I've been saving up all my pennies, chat. We've been saving up all our pennies.
Oh, nuts.
Okay, so we're gonna head. Oh, let me see. We got a house here and a house here. As long as the area is not too thick. Visibility's good. Daytime's coming. We can get up in this house. I just want to try to get that influence out of those survivors real quick. But now again, I know the urge, guys, because I've done it. It's I'm only speaking from experience. Now I have a good gun. I got a decent bit of ammo in it. I got a good suppressor. You're gonna be tempted to just start shooting stuff. Like, it's just like, you know, like, there's no reason. Like, just chill. Kill these guys in melee. Level up your stealth. Save your ammo. Save your durability on your guns. Just checking around the outside of the house here. I'm gonna clear out this guy. Trust me, I know the urge, guys. I know the urge.
Yeah, I got time for
9 lootables. So now this house, we are gonna scan for zombies on the floor, and this would be a good reason to shoot them. Because you can stealth through houses with silent weapons. Crossbows are obviously the best because they make no noise. And 4 lootables in one room. Let's see what we got here. Chemistry textbook, perfect. So I was gonna have to hit a library later on in the game to guarantee our chemist, but we just got a book right now. So now when it comes to recruiting our 4th survivor, which we're gonna do out of one of our enclaves that we have standing, we can grab somebody with no 5th. Doing rounds in your area pretty soon. I'll be known with the bullet benefactor. Sounds like a treasure hunt, but for ammo. We'll see what area that's operating in. Has left a supply of weapons and ammo for us to find. I believe that...
I wouldn't mind some friendly help about now.
I believe that curveball right there, guys, actually gives you some monster weapons. I think I remember it from my playthrough that I just did. And we got some really good stuff out of it. What am I doing? I still got a little bit of inventory. We'll go empty. Yeah, we'll go dump. So when that pops up on the map, we are going to assess where it is and if it's worth the risk. No samples, man. Being quite stingy. Breaker 19 handle. All right, I left spare ammunition a few places over in Crocker's Corner. Hope it helps. Give those Z's hell 10-7. So higher chance to find grenades. Zombies can drop ammo. It's a pretty good mission, guys. I'm gonna sell all this. Where is it though? Okay, so the drop is here, which isn't too bad. This area is actually, you can see it's in plague territory, but it's very, very rural. So we won't have to worry about zombies pouring out of buildings. If I had a crossbow, man, I would go farm those. Now, those are really easy to farm in plague territory, especially if you have a crossbow.
Good to see you.
Let's make a deal.
I don't see why not.
Damn, okay, so their influence reset, too. Holy crap. Oh, bootleggers left behind, too. Damn. Okay, guys. Now, the reason why I'm excited about the bootleggers left behind is they are good for getting a chemist. And we still have the Tremble Trader, too. Where's she at? She's way up there. 8 minutes. I missed out on that. We'll get her next time. She doesn't really have anything worth getting, in my opinion, right off the bat. She has some, like, Trumbull Valley exclusive stuff and some rucks, but if you are hurting on resources, you could go check it out. But as you can see, both of these missions are in areas that I don't really want to risk pushing that far into. I'm not sure about pushing into this area, just due to the fact that we're risking waking up a plague heart on the other side of the map. But I think we might be able to pull it off. We might be able to pull it off. We just got to be careful. But we do got this bootleggers mission.
Anybody's got help to spare? I sure need it.
Help is on the way.
And I think I want to
Okay.
to save them.
Plague heart hiding?
Now, the thing about saving the bootleggers is you can cancel their enclave mission. They're the guys that want to set up the still and all that stuff. You can cancel their enclave mission and force recruit all 3 of them into your community at once. Shit, that's bad. Okay. But now the plague hearts are not having a good time. We might have to pass up on the bootlegger for right now. Yeah, they're in the sheet. Wow, that's a really bad spot. Juggernaut, Screamer, Hordes. I already know in the attempt to trying to pull these people out of there, we're going to wake up a plague heart because we're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight. And I already know in that process, we're going to wake up the heart. And it's just not worth it. It's not worth waking up that heart right now. Having infestation starting, that's just going to create more pressure. So this is where you have to kind of sit here and you got to start making those decisions. Is this worth the potential negative consequences? And in my opinion, like, yeah, it'd be nice to get them. We'll get them again. The mission shows up quite frequent. It's one of the more popular ones. We'll just ignore it for right now. Hopefully they won't get killed and we can come back to them at a later time. But for right now, we're going to go scout and assess this.
We've got a job that's above our weight class. Could someone lend a hand?
No, shit, man. This is my other enclave, I think. Yeah, so this is the bad group. You can make them friends now. You used to not be able to. You can actually increase your standing with these guys and recruit them. And I don't see why not. The only thing I'm worried about is going back up there with that screamer. They just want some medicine. We got a little bit of extra medicine that we could give them. Trying to see if there's any meds I haven't looted. There is here. All in the name of allies, guys, because I'm trying to have some good potential recruits later on, and recruiting from those guys have really, really good guns. I would like to recruit the guy with the spec, or the girl that had the spec ops. 4 meds. We pull this ruck. All right, screw it. It'll be worth it. So I'm sitting here, I'm doing the math. I'm like, okay, you know, allies, we can afford the medicine. Is it worth the risk? Kinda, because we're gonna need survivors to get other bases and stuff like that. So we know that at some point in the future, we're gonna want to recruit. I am in the build-up phase right now, so we just gotta be extra careful driving up there. If I see a screamer, we'll get out and we'll kill it from range. And what I mean by that is like, boom, I see that screamer, get out right here, crouch down, zoom. Okay, so our aim is not the greatest.
Yeah, that'll keep you quiet.
We'll take them out like that. So that's what I'm gonna do with the other screamers, if we see any.
Nice.
Look at that, my guys just found a med after I just pulled out some, so. The problem is the ground here is very uneven, so there could be a screamer like below defilade that I can't even make out. We know there was the one up on the hill here. Juggernaut. Screamer's right there in front of the Juggernaut. Okay, so I'm gonna get out the car so it doesn't scream. Okay, so we're gonna let this Juggernaut actually bump me free because my car is stuck right now. Oh, okay, that was a mistake. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna run over here. I didn't think he would nuke the car like... Well, now we know, chat. So that's one of the things I love about doing guides like this, and I explained this early on to you guys, is you guys are going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. You're going to make a mistake, and if you only see somebody playing a game perfectly, you're never going to know how to come back from said mistakes, because if you're watching a guide and somebody's, you know, editing it down, they're always making perfect decisions, they're breaking it down black and white for you, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's cool, I got it, and then you go to do something and then something happens like this and you're like, well, shit, what do I do now? Your guide doesn't go over this, you know what I mean? So we just put ourselves in a bit of a situation. Just blew my car up. I'm stuck in plague territory. There's a juggernaut. Give them the meds. Now they're friendly. So they should have better prices for us.
Stay safe.
Oh, look at that. They got a Timberwolf now. So now that they became a normal enclave, you can see that Timberwolf is no joke. It's a good gun. We could buy that right now and take on that juggernaut. No, it's too expensive. Way too expensive. 1,000 influence. We're just not at that point yet. The C4 is nice though, but it's $250 for one charge. It's quite expensive. The thermite grenades though, that's not a bad value.
Well, time for me to move on. If you ever end up over in Trumbull, feel free to stop by.
Now the thing about this enclave is it used to be really bad. It was a pointless enclave. When you make them friendly, they are a good gun trader. Like their prices they're relatively decent. They always have good amounts of ammo, as you could see, guns and things like that. So I'm gonna buy these. We'll buy those thermites. Those are good value. All right, so now my damn car, guys. What are we gonna do? Car's blown up. I want to get across the map. I need a repair kit. Closest my closest outpost is across this field here. But what we do have is in the middle of town, we have a auto shop. So I could on foot, because it's quieter, push down into this auto shop. Well, obviously I got to go on foot because my vehicle's a fiery mess. We have two choices. I could push down here and get a repair kit, or I could try to make the trek all the way over here to get a repair kit. Safest option is this, if we can get around this juggernaut. This is obviously more risky, or we could even come down the road here to see if this enclave has one for sale, which I think that's what I might do first, because then I'll also be able to avoid the juggernaut. Just keeping our eyes open. We're scanning mainly for ferals now. Yeah, it was a... Did my infirmary finish? It is done.
Good to see you.
Let's do some business.
Okay.
Yes!
I guess so.
They actually got some really good stuff, guys. So anytime I see bottles of stimulants in an enclave, I buy them because they are the best stamina item in the game. So I'm going to buy those for sure. And they have 2 repair kits.
Camp Erie was an aberration.
We'll buy both of them.
Isn't about
And the
enslaving
gas.
people. But I know what I saw there. This shit is for real.
So as you guys can see, that worked out really, really well. Having good trade partners in Lethal Zone is quite a benefit. At some points, I was seeing if that field depot had anything in it. As you can see, they had some really, really, really good stuff there. But yeah, because one of the hard things for players to overcome in Lethal Zone is the scarcity of loot. People are so used to just going out and finding everything and every spot being lootable and just being drowned by guns.
Take
and
out that nearby plague heart, this place can't really be secured.
Which you will get that point in Lethal Zone. Once you start killing plague hearts, you will be showered in resources. But until that point, you're kind of on your own. But as you can see, we built up a pretty good arsenal so far, just taking advantage of enclaves and missions. And we built up a decent arsenal right now. Okay. So the Juggernaut. Let's see if we can get eyes on him. Okay, so he's away from the car far enough that I should be able to sneak up to it, repair it, and get the hell out of here. But we also got to keep in mind, don't just scram and panic and try to get away quick, because I don't want to run into a screamer. Which there's one right over here. So I'm going to pop him. Now we should be able to make our getaway clean. I don't see any other screamers. I killed the two that were over here. Now, that mission, that survivor is right in there. But again, I don't want to risk waking up a plague heart right now. Now, if I did aggro the Juggy, I could just pull him into the enclave. Now I'm waiting, because if I try to get in there right now, guys, he's gonna see it. He's gonna run out the car and just explode it. So we're gonna kind of wait for him to move away again. Now the thing is, I don't know if the car is unstuck. Okay, he's moving. Let's see if the car's unstuck. Honestly, this ain't smart. So I'm doing. He might be far away enough. I'm sitting here thinking. I'm like, is he too close? You get in the car, he's gonna start it up.
If I take out the nearest plague heart,
Okay,
this should clear up.
Okay, we're good. Now, if that car wasn't free, I would have just got out and ran to the enclave. But we were definitely taking a risk there. Barrel, just keep it moving. It's the one downside of driving off-road, chat. Did I ever get an enclave bonus from the other group? No, they haven't asked me for a mission, which is weird. Unless they did and I missed it. But we're slowly building up our arsenal right now for equipment, you know, to help us take on our plague hearts. Because with my old guide, I would have just jumped in and be like, all right, guys, you got a heavy weapon. Let's jump in and no, but we're trying to build up a legitimate arsenal that most players would be comfortable, you know, at least taking the first plague heart on. Because our goal, all right, is to come in here and get this one. Now, one of the things about Lethal Zone is when you kill plague heart, it will wake up the adjacent plague heart if the plague territories overlap. I don't know if these ones are close enough together. I think these ones might be far enough apart to where it won't. overlap, but there is going to be an instance later on in the game for sure where we're going to have play carts that are overlapping. Now, the thing is when you start taking on play carts, your goal is to, you know, I want to kill this play cart and I don't want infestations. I'm trying to keep the map as clean as possible. Now, what sense would it make if I kill this heart and then it wakes up this one? Now I'm gonna have infestation. Now I'm gonna be forced to have to kill this one. You know what I mean? So you gotta. There is a way to prevent that from happening, which is here in the cell tower. If you claim this as a outpost, it has a function in it called plague disruptor, which reduces the amount of, like right now, say I wanted to drive around and not worry about waking up play carts and screamers going off. You turn that plague disruptor on, you could drive around all day. Screamers scream, the play carts won't wake up during that timer. So that is one thing that you, another good outpost that you can get your hands on early game. If you kind of want to go into plague territory, loot and not worry about waking up heart. You can kill zombies to your heart's content. And it takes forever to wake them up. So that is one way you can go in. If you're like, hey, I want to go in and I need to loot this right now. I don't want to wake up the plague heart though. That would be very, very taxing and very hard to pull off any other way. So if you're like, okay, I do want to loot all this. I want to go in there though, and I don't want to have to, you know, sit on my hands for the most part. Activate a plague disruptor. You can go in there and do whatever the hell you want. So for us, I'm sitting here like, well, do we want to get a plague disruptor for when we push these plague carts? Because there is a chance that they might wake up these ones. Maybe we'll kind of see, but I don't think they're overlapping enough. I think the plague territory, the plague cart has to fall within the circle of the other one, and I think these ones are outside of each other's range for sure. But I do want to get that, man. I think that's what we're gonna do right now. Now there's another way we can get over there by avoiding the traffic jam in the middle of the town. Trying to show you guys different ways to traverse the map, especially if you're trying to avoid a certain area that you know is not so good. You can take the train tracks here. Very clean, very open. Shit. So that's bad. Heart. So nope. Okay, so we're in the southern. So the way plague hearts stir, guys, the way the stirring of hearts works is it's based off of what territory you're in. So we were here. This one just stirred this heart. Before we were up here, it stirred this heart. Then when we were up here, it stirred this heart. So all three of these hearts are stirred, but we've gotten lucky that the ones that stirred weren't the ones that were already aggroed. So honestly, I've been getting lucky here. That was I was driving fast. I whipped around that corner, wasn't even freaking paying attention. Screamer over there in that group, but we're far enough away, shouldn't matter. Now on our way back though, because you see how he's walking towards the road, on our way back he might be in the road, so that's just something you want to be vigilant of. Also, you can kind of drive up on screamers really, really fast too. If you're fast enough, you can drive up on them and smush them before they scream. Okay, we got a plague cart here that's asleep. Let's see if we park here. Remember, we're gonna crouch down. Now you see the zombies with blue eyes? I think those are the ones affected by the curveball. Which means we could potentially farm them for goodies. Ooh, smoke bombs. So we just got a bunch of good stuff right there. No guns, but good supplies. So I want to see what happens if we farm some of these zombies with the blue eyes. We got a little bit of extra ammo. I'm not going to go crazy ham. Because, again, I don't want to aggro the masses. You see how I shot that off? And that zombie heard it? Yeah, so he did. He dropped some bullets. 28 rounds of 22? Damn, this is a good curveball, guys. Do you want to build up your ammo stocks? Hunt this curveball. Now I speak because I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. I'm not 100% versed in every single curveball. There's still curveballs the bullet benefactor's done. Damn it. There can be lingering zombies that still are under the effects of the curveball, like this guy here. But yeah, I'm gonna be real. I have never even fought a black play card. So if we get one of those in this guide, and we're gonna be figuring that shit out together, all right? But yeah, there's like 30 something plus curveballs. I'm not versed in every single one of them or how to completely take advantage of every single one of them. Okay, I just want to get these guys away from the house so I can go inside and loot up that ammo that one dropped. And we got a sample finally. My survivor's tired, so we got to be careful with exerting stamina. Now, this being a plague heart building, you want to be a little careful because they do have good spawns. But as long as you don't hit the plague heart, you can loot the building out. It's not a big deal. You just got to be a little careful. Because sometimes the plague buildings itself they'll be full of zombies. So we used a couple of rounds of ammo, nothing crazy. We got some smoke bombs, which that's really going to help out with our plague heart. Now, the one thing about Plague Disruptor, the thing that interrupts the signal and prevents the plague hearts from waking each other up and makes it so you don't have to worry about plague hearts waking up.
Where's that plague heart?
It is a bit expensive parts-wise. So it's some of you guys might have thought, oh, well, I'll just have that going all the time. Like, it is possible, but you're going to be spending a lot of parts. Now, remember, that Screamer was up here. He's probably getting closer to the road. He's hugged this side. We should be, yep, we're good. It is possible, but the upkeep on something like that is early game. It's not really going to be something that I would consider, or I would recommend you guys to even consider. Now the screamer that went off when we came out is still there. So either A, we're gonna just run up and smush him, but that also will count towards waking up the heart. There he is. Now I'm gonna have this guy aggro the car just so he can get rid of him. So now we can turn down here and head back. Yeah, we made out pretty good. Those 2 smoke bombs, guys, they're... if you're not familiar on how they work, if you do get some in your playthrough, make sure you hold on to them, because I'm going to teach you how to use them in hearts, and they're game changers. They really are. They make meleeing the plague hearts way easy, so that'll probably be the first way that I show you guys how to take on some hearts. So... we're going to look over everything we just got, resource-wise. You know, we built up level 2 infirmary. We're going to actually let this guy rest so he can start healing. I have some extra guns, so we can give them weapons now for base defense. We'll switch over to Wes here. It's nice and healed up. But I want to go over everything we gained today. Resource-wise, we're still sitting... good. All of our numbers are still respectable. Nothing's in danger.
So, I've got some news for you.
I still have not been able to get my hands on a crossbow. So it's kind of pushing me to the point now where I'm considering crafting my own, because I haven't been able to get one. There is some like barns and stuff that we could potentially go farm to try to get, like, you know, some of the barns out here to try to get one, but we're pushing into plague territory at that point, taking risks. I don't think I'm going to do it. So I think what we're going to do, let's check the cost on just crafting one. Okay, so you need a mechanic. You need a mechanic. You can't just craft one willy-nilly. So that is out of the equation. We are crossbow-less right now, which is, I mean, we got this one, but this one is crap, and I don't want to use heavy bolts and lose them. I was hoping for, you know, something a little bit more cost efficient, but it is what it is. So let's look over here. What do we have? We got a fuel bomb. We got some fire throwable thermite. We got some pipe bombs, smoke grenades. So we got an okay amount of throwables for, you know, not crafting any. We did end up with some heavy weapons, and we ended up with some good firearms. We got a little bit of ammunition. So when I look at my box now and I assess this, just these 2 smoke grenades and the thermite with the ammo that we have, I would say we just need to craft up a little bit more fire. Literally just craft up a little bit more fire. Preferably have electricity and craft up these, but we need power. But I think there was an enclave before that had a generator. I think it was this one that had a generator for sale. They probably don't still have one. We could check, but if we had power, we'd better craft up some of these. If we can't get fire, or if we can't get power, we'll just have to do mollies. But I say we get some fire on our hands, guys, and we're good. We're good to push our first heart. And the first heart would be this one. I want to get this area cleaned up. We can get our real food outpost down here. Get control of this intersection. We'll have outpost traps. We'll have all that stuff. So clearing this plague heart out is definitely ideal. And like I said, if I'm looking at where it's positioned, it doesn't look like it's overlapping with any of these hearts. So we should be okay. Because I'm pretty sure when a plague heart is within another one's territory, if you scroll over it, the other one will start flashing. And because these ones are not doing that, that means it's by itself. Now, it will not flash, though, if the plague heart is hidden. So you want to make sure before you go ahead and say, okay, yeah, this plague heart's by itself, scan the area and make sure that there's not another heart that you just haven't revealed yet. But from what I'm seeing, we've definitely revealed all the potential hearts in this area, because I got up on the cell tower, so we should be good to hit that heart. So that's what we're gonna start off with next episode, guys. We're gonna assault our first plague heart, and start trying to gain a foothold for us to really start, you know, digging into the map and getting set up and established and stuff like that. So thank you guys again. I really appreciate the support. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope it's helping some of you guys out, even if it's just one or two of you guys that are enjoying this. At this point, I haven't released the series, so I don't even know how well it's doing, but I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying it. But thank you again. I really appreciate everything. Remember, if you guys want more of this and you know, and more stuff like this in the future, just smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.